Well, new from overnight, a day after the UK administered the first Western world's COVID vaccines, word of some side effects. Two healthcare workers had received shots and they did report allergic reactions. Both had past histories of vaccine reactions and they did both recover. Meantime, as the U.S. waits for a vaccine, we're hearing from the White House in terms of the holidays. So as you probably guessed, they released a new report urging people not to gather as case numbers around the country continue to rise, sort of like they did during the Thanksgiving holiday. But here in North Texas, numbers are actually starting to decrease. Yesterday, Dallas County reported a little over 1,100 new cases. Tarrant, 860. Denton County reported 560 new cases, and hospitalizations in the area are also decreasing. So that can be seen as some promising news in the fight against COVID-19. But it is the vaccine that people are really hoping will turn things around. Hannah Davis live this morning in Fort Worth. And Hannah, it looks like the vaccine could be approved in a little over 24 hours from now.
Yeah, good morning, Kara. Things are happening quickly. There was actually a vaccine summit in Washington, D.C. yesterday, and we saw two notable Texans who were in attendance, Governor Greg Abbott and also Mayor Betsy Price of Fort Worth, where I'm reporting from this morning. Like you were saying, lots of information coming out, including news that we could see big steps forward, possibly in the next 24 hours. So let's take a look at the details. With more favorable data coming out about Pfizer's vaccine and its efficacy, experts predict the U.S. could see a green light by tomorrow. Take a look at this data that was released showing infection rates that for people who took the placebo, that's in the red, and then the infection rates for those who took Pfizer's vaccine, that's in the blue. By the end of this specific study, only 8 participants who took the vaccine got the virus, compared to 162 participants who got COVID after taking that placebo. While President-elect Joe Biden has said he wants to distribute 100 million doses of the vaccine in his first 100 days of office, the Trump administration is reportedly continuing negotiations with Pfizer to get another round of doses for the American public going forward. This as numbers continue to wear on the weary healthcare system, some states even having to send patients to other regions for care because they are simply overwhelmed. Now back to that timeline on when this Pfizer vaccine could get approved. Essentially what's going to happen tomorrow is the FDA is going to have a committee that's going to go over all of this information and the findings. They're actually going to live stream this meeting where they're going to discuss what they see, any challenges, any hiccups, or anything that they think looks promising. During that meeting, they could vote to approve it. And if that does happen, the FDA generally sides with that committee, but we're going to get a lot of information coming out tomorrow. Of course, this is a story we will continue to follow. Mark, over to you.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of folks counting the days until that approval. Thank you for that, Hannah. 6:36 on this Wednesday. Now to some more headlines in the fight against COVID-19. American Airlines trying to make it easier for travelers to work through COVID protocols. For $129, the airline will send you an at-home COVID test kit. You take the test, send it back a few days before your flight. A negative test in hand could help you avoid quarantine requirements at your ultimate destination. American is the first airline, by the way, to offer that service. Denton County being hit especially hard by COVID lately. Hospitals with only 6 available beds in their intensive care units right now. Texas Health Presbyterian in Denton says they do have physical space to add extra beds if necessary, but 0 extra ICU nurses. And there's going to be visitation this evening for Jeremy Morgan. He's the Forney High School football coach who died from COVID-19. You can pay your respects socially distanced from 6 till 8 p.m. at Connect for Life Church in Waxahachie. That funeral scheduled for tomorrow. And the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo just announced it is moving from March to May, buying a little bit of time for COVID cases to decline. The head of the event, though, says if the world has not dramatically improved, if it's not much healthier by that show time, well, it simply will not go on as planned. The 2021 rodeo season would likely be canceled altogether in that case. Certainly not what anybody in Houston wants to see. Kara?